So I'm going to share an example from my own career, right? I've been involved in the formation of 7 disruptive technology companies over 25 years. 2 went public on the NASDAQ, 5 were acquired. 1 was acquired by IBM, 1 was acquired by Oracle, 1 was acquired by Symantec. 1 was acquired by a company called Iron Mountain that you've probably not heard of, but they're an S&P 500 company. And 1 was acquired by AT&T, and I'm going to tell you about that one. So we built a company that was extremely disruptive, and it was in the supply chain software space. And we were offered by AT&T 10 times revenue to purchase this company, which is an extraordinary multiple on a company that is venture-backed and burning cash and is not profitable. Okay? During the negotiations, we were promised that they would, and we had baked the business model. The business model was baked, right? We had experimented and we had landed on this really awesome opportunity where we were calling on some of the world's largest retailers, and in 1 year we went from 0 to $40 million, and we landed the Gap and Staples and JCPenney and J. Crew and Dixon's in the UK, right? We had a very replicable model, very innovative business model. AT&T says we're going to pay 10x revenue for you, and we're going to allow you to retain your brand, to retain your autonomy. None of you will report to us. You will operate as if you were a startup under our umbrella with our capital, and we will use you as a vehicle to acquire other supply chain companies and build a global presence. And the reason that we like what you've done is you've been able to get to C-level executives with a very high value proposition. On the very day that the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, which is the government agency that regulates the stock market and equity, the very day that they approved the deal, we got a phone call from our friends at AT&T, and they said, we'd like you to come on over. And we started the meeting by them saying, we've been thinking. Now, I'm going to give you some free advice. When someone starts a meeting with the words, we've been thinking, your very best strategy is to get up and leave. Okay? And so we've been thinking about what we told you, and you know what? We're not going to let you keep your brand. We're going to make you use our brand. Oh, and we're not going to allow you to stay autonomous. You're going to report to us. Okay? Now, this was after the deal closed, so they basically violated the integrity of our understanding. Okay? And within 6 months, most of us had left because it was the same old thing. It was a bunch of old guys or middle-aged guys, mostly middle-aged white guys, walking into a conference room that had no windows where we would spend 12 hours a day talking. And exactly like Havas, you know, a lot of talk, no action. So they would say, Mike, what do you think the customer thinks? And I would say, you know what, if we left the building and asked them, we would know. Because right now we're just speculating. But they didn't like to leave the building very much. They liked their catered lunches, and they liked their executive parking lot, and they liked their very nice offices, and they felt very comfortable. But the problem was the customers weren't in the office with them. They were outside. We were suffocating. And so I have seen, Kareem, many, many times even when a company allowed itself to be sold for very good reasons, when the business had matured, when there was an opportunity to scale, that entrepreneurs have left millions to tens of millions of dollars of unvested stock options on the table because they could not bear to wake up and go to that place one more day. And so they were suffocating. And I cannot describe for you what happens when you live in an entrepreneurial environment and you get to work on shit that you love every day, and then all of a sudden you have to create reports, and you spend all day in meetings, and everything that you thought they valued, they destroy in a day. Okay? It's the worst thing you can imagine. So to see them, I can see my old self after the AT&T acquisition as if it's a reminder of yesterday, right? Yes, Grandinetti.
This is not the first time I've seen this example of acquisitions that the two companies don't fit together because of their mindset and their different business models. They work in two different ways.
Yeah.
And like the big company wants to acquire the new company because it sees that there's a big future for this company and their mind. So why after the acquisition, why do they want to implement their policies and their like the way they do business on the company? Why don't they, okay, they acquire the company and they treat it as if it's a subsidiary under it and just leave them do business the way they do business and treat them as two separate entities?
I'll give you a one-word answer. Ego,
Yeah,
okay?
but
Ego.
this would be.
So there are very few companies that will, remember, Horizon 1, Horizon 2, Horizon 3, I'm a Horizon 1 manager. I'm a real manager. You're not a real manager, okay? We use accounting principles, and we use financial ratios, and we use management science, okay? And you don't.
Why are you interested in my company then?
Well, that's the problem, okay? That's, trust me, you have to understand that not everybody is a clear thinker, and a lot of people do things that they say they want to do, but they don't really want to do them. So the companies that do this well, you can count them on one hand, and they operate with incredible integrity and incredible transparency. And Cisco was the best of the lot. And I love teaching the Cisco case study. I'll come to you, John, okay? I'll come to you. I love teaching the Cisco case study, and it's just about people want to be treated the same way. So what does Cisco do when they acquire a company? First of all, Cisco typically will invest in the company first, take a seat on their board, and watch this company grow up. And then they will start to do customer acquisition together, and they will see, are we really compatible where it matters most, in the customer's environment. And over time, you know, we like the way that you have progressed, we're excited about what we can do together, we'd like to talk to you about acquiring you. But before we start talking about the valuation we're going to impose on you, we're going to have a very honest chat about the why. Okay, we're going to get down to the golden circle. Why do you want to be a part of Cisco? Is it because you feel that your invention will get to be used by many millions of people around the world, and that's what makes you excited? Because that's the only reason you should work with us. Because we can take your product and we can put it through our distribution channels, and we push the green button. And so I had a company whose board I was on that was bought by Cisco. The year before they did 10 million, the year after they did $100 million, okay? Because you drop a product into a robust distribution channel, bam. But let me tell you what's going to happen when we acquire you, Mr. Entrepreneur Founder. Your brand is gone tomorrow. Your title is gone tomorrow. You will report to us. All of your employees will report to us, okay? And you will become a part of Cisco. Now, if there's any part of that that you don't like, we're going to shake your hand now in a very honest and friendly way and wish you luck in the marketplace. But if you think that this is something that is interesting to you, then we're going to start a very open dialogue about how we integrate these two companies, and we're going to come to some agreement on valuation. By the way, you can talk to any other entrepreneur we've ever acquired and ask them what they think of being bought by Cisco, and ask them what they think about working for Cisco after the acquisition, okay? Because we want you to make a fully informed decision. Because we want you to bring your heart to work the day after the acquisition closes, not like these guys. That's how it should work. It's the way anybody wants to be treated. It's simple humanity. And most companies don't have that, okay? That's the problem, okay? Yes, Christopher, and then Alice?